We love to bring the conversation right into our next
Yes,
guest. So we were
yes.
talking about Pete Alonso going, throw it again. And then Matzik comes out and is like, yeah, throw it again. To me, I'm like, that's good, clean, fun. We need more of that in the game. So how you doing and what do you think?
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I think that's totally fair play. I think yeah, it's fine to get excited in this game. Everyone's trying to win the ball game, and like when little instances like that show up, I think it's great that Pete got excited and then Matsick bounced right back when it went in their favor. So I think it's all fair game.
Hey, two-part question. Have you ever told anybody to meet you in the parking lot after a game? And have you ever met anybody in the parking lot after a game?
No, not even close. I think tempers flare from time to time, and like I heard you guys talking about benches clearing, right? Like
Yeah.
nowadays, that just means everyone kind of stands out on the field and looks at each other, and everyone makes their way back to the dugout. But no, never in my life have I told anybody to meet me in the dugout or meet me in the parking lot.
Would you meet if Kratzy said one time you pissed him off, meet me in the parking? Would you meet Kratzy there or no?
Maybe we'd. I like your point. Let's go have a cup of coffee or something. I'm more into that.
We're
Good
always
stuff.
hungry. We can always get something to eat. Like, I'll meet you at
Hey,
Chick-fil-A,
that's
man.
right.
You're
That's
buying, though.
probably
I'm
the
not in the big
problem.
leagues.
If one of us is upset, we're probably just hungry.
Hangry. I like that. I like
There
that.
you go.
Think about it. Another great moment that stands out to me that everyone had a great time with was one of the best-selling T-shirts, Max Muncy. Go grab that baseball out of the damn ocean,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That was awesome.
Hey, forget about the fight talk, man. I want to talk about you. You're having a really good year right now, man. And what can you attest that to? Is there something you've been working on? I mean, you're a pretty good pitcher as it is, but it just seems like this year you just come on and you're on cruise control right now, man. What can you say about maybe something in spring training, or you just keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, honestly, coming out of spring training, I think I was I kind of overbulked in the off season. I was lifting a little too much, and I came in a little stiff. So I was actually working through those things all the way through spring and early on this season. So I finally got to a point, ironically enough, right around the time my son was born last month or April now, and I've been able to ride that wave, and I feel really good physically. The results are lining up for the most part. We got a good team here, so I'm happy to contribute in any way I can. And fortunately, I've been able to help us win some games this year.
Wait. You overbulked. So you were jacked, or your wife was pregnant and you put on 20 pounds because you were eating baby weight.
Yeah, a little bit of sympathy eating at holiday time, that's how it goes. But yeah, just a little too much under the barbell, too much heavy lifting. I came in a little stiff, but we got it all ironed out throughout spring and early parts of the season.
Now you actually are. I can tell you're a little bit stiffer because your numbers are a little bit down from last year. Like you are like the opposite of what everybody else. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you go to the Rays, and you left the Rays, and now this is what you got. Tell me about your year in the minor leagues, and now you're the pitcher that you are this year. I mean these past 2 years.
Yeah, man, that was a wild ride. I was with Baltimore with their AAA team for all the way up until middle of August, and then I actually got released from their AAA team. They were just in a position where they were ready to see new guys, and ironically enough, they actually called up Felix Bautista to AAA to take my spot. So hats off to them. That's working out all right. Good move for sure. So I landed with Tampa on a minor league deal, and then made a couple of small adjustments with them. Continued to just work on the things I had been working on all year. Maybe unlocked a couple of things mechanically. Velo ticked up just a little bit. Started throwing more strikes. Got an opportunity with them in the big leagues, and then they tried to sneak me back down through waivers. And fortunately for me, Dodgers were in a position where they needed an arm, and they picked me up. And it's genuinely just been one day at a time, dedication to the process of getting better and understanding what that means for me as a pitcher. And fortunately, I've just been riding this wave for a couple of years now. We've got incredible coaches here, surrounded by incredible other pitchers, just kind of feeding off of what those guys are doing day in, day out.
So, Evan, do you know that front offices around baseball are cheering because they have lost out on deals or waiver claims or signings to the Tampa Bay Rays, especially pitchers. We look at it. I mean, even this year, I'm like, oh, Diekman picked up by the Rays. He's going to be right back to the old Diekman. We know it. So it happens multiple times per year. You're the reverse engineer of that. Tampa Bay, go over to LA. And I know they've done a great job, too, of building their bullpen. But everyone around is like, man, I lost a deal to the Rays. But look, they let Evan Phillips get away.
Yeah. No, I mean, as soon as I got released, I had been playing against Tampa's minor league teams my entire career, and they seemingly always, just had the missing piece. They had some secret sauce they were sprinkling on those guys, and I was curious as to what they could do for me. And maybe I don't fit their profile perfectly, and maybe I just didn't get enough of a sample size with that organization. But I genuinely appreciate my time there. They have great staff, a bunch of great players coming in and out of there, but it all landed me here. So I'm very fortunate to be a Dodger.
So, all right. So take me to last year when you did you break with the team? Because you didn't
Yes.
pitch in the minor league. Okay, so you broke with the team. You're with the Dodgers. Everybody thinks, okay, you look back at your year. I gotta relook at the stats, or you could probably tell me your stats. You had a 1.14. You had 77 punchies and 63 innings over 64 appearances. How long did it take you to transition into a bigger closer role? Because a lot of people look back at those numbers and they're like, oh yeah, well he was just a closer last year. I don't even remember, we didn't have anybody else last year. How long did that take where Dave Roberts was like, yeah, you're up?
It just kind of happened slowly over the course of the season. I think, there were challenges here and there throughout the year where I remember being in Arizona earlier in the year and I got to face like 5 or 6 straight lefties, and lefties had always been the issue, prior to last season. So we had just added my cutter in, and, an opportunity against the Diamondbacks to really feature that pitch, up and in on those guys. And I was having success. And so I think one opportunity led to another. I just continued to run with every challenge they gave me. And, I take a lot of pride in facing some of the best hitters in the game. So I really enjoy, pitching against the Padres and facing guys like Manny and Soto. Tatis is back there now too. So when challenges like that present itself, I think it's a privilege for me to be in that role, and, I don't get too caught up in the outside, factors. I try to neutralize every single hitter to where they're just right-handed hitter, left-handed hitter, and I just go about my strengths and try to get those guys out as best as I can.
Yeah, but you were in the minor leagues. When you're in the minor leagues, believe me, I know about the minor leagues. The bushes, they ain't it, and it makes your brain it kills part of your brain. Like you're dead inside partially because of being in Norfolk. Like you can't be in Norfolk and not die inside, and you can't sit here and tell me I'm just trying to do my little stuff. Why the heck were you not an all-star last year? Like that's the kind of stuff when you're in the minor leagues, I should have been an all-star. Look at what I'm doing in the big leagues. And it sounds selfish, but in my opinion, it's not selfish. So why do you feel like you weren't an all-star?
I haven't really put too much thought into why I wasn't an all-star. I think that's just an accolade that people receive. You don't really put a lot of thought. I don't know how many guys in our clubhouse, would rather be an all-star than win the World Series. And, we play on such a great team. We had I can't even remember how many all-stars we had last year, but for a guy like Will Smith to also not be an all-star last year, that was, kind of a joke in my opinion. But, hopefully we get the guys that are deserving in that spot next year or this coming summer. And, like I said, it's not something I really, strive for or anything. My focus is to help us win games. And, trust me, when you're in the minor leagues, it's a completely different mindset. I was trying to get through each day as best as I could and doing everything I could to just trust that grind and trust that, all the work I'm putting in is going to pay off. But man, you're right. Those Norfolk summers are hard. They sure are.
It's like a winter over there. Always. Yeah, you're grinding. You're grinding.
No
Good
doubt.
for you.
No doubt.
Hey, Evan, in the bullpen there, I know a lot of bullpens, they have a lot of fun. They do their thing. But when it comes down to it, you get after it. My question would be, who's the main guy out there? Who's the guy? Who's the alpha dog? Who's who's telling guys, hey, that's my seat kind of deal out there? I'm always intrigued to see, are you guys just all fun loving out there?
No, we got a bunch of good guys down there, and honestly, it's a bunch of guys that are really in similar positions in our career. We're all trying to, really take that next step. Um, I will say, like in years past, having guys like Kenley Jansen, Blake Trinan, Daniel Hudson, Corey Knievel, Joe Kelly, David Price was in our bullpen. Like having all those guys, around us for the past couple of years, that's really put, just an extra emphasis on what it means to be a bullpen pitcher for the Dodgers. And I think, all of that is spearheaded by our bullpen coach, Josh Bard, big league catcher for a long time. That dude's been through it. And trust me, he keeps us in check. That's for sure.
Evan, I'm going to bring in a fan statement. Usually it's a fan question, but I think the statement will help lead to the question that I don't even need to ask. Travis Hilliard. Evan is the only person to strike out Elly ... so far. So it was a show yesterday, Elly De
Oh
La
yeah.
Cruz. And if he turns out to be what many people think he's going to be, you got a story to tell.
Yeah. Hey, that's right. That guy, he feels like he's too big for the baseball field. He's a big dude. I saw him, I don't know what his sprint speed was on that double, but man, he got around the bases quick. I don't know much about him as a player, but from what I saw yesterday, Cincinnati fans got a lot to be excited about. That's for sure.
All right. So we talked about Elly getting his double. He gets on second base. He's got like 6 minutes in the big leagues. And we love celebrations and everything at second, like this and
Sure.
this, and the Dodgers are doing this. And they
Yeah.
usually have something nefarious. Why can't bullpen guys have something? Like, you guys are always
You
down
know,
there hanging out, like in the cheap seats. I need you Dodgers to come up with something like that. When you hit a home run, guys are always doing this to the
sure.
bullpen, this to their girlfriend, all that stuff. But pitchers, they don't get nothing. Like, why can't we get something for the Dodgers bullpen?
Man, we're the offensive linemen. You know what I mean? Like we go out there and we set those blocks and we just do our job and get in and get out. Let the other guys celebrate. But trust me, that same thought has crossed my mind. I think it's hilarious that you see the double celebrations, you see the home run celebrations, but bullpen pitchers, I mean, we got nothing. You know what I mean? Like I've thought
Get
about
something.
like what's the equivalent to, right? Like what's a double as a relief pitcher? Like if we did like a sack celebration after every strikeout, getting up and like flexing like Aaron Donald does or something like that. But to me, it's a little too much. I think we stay in our lane, get our outs. I think bullpen pitching is just too volatile. I think the minute we get overly excited and start celebrating every little thing, that's going to bite us in the butt.
No, just the big stuff. I mean, the two things for me are one, you get through an inning, say, untouched, right? No runs given up. And two, this could be the bigger celebration is you enter an inning with inherited runners and you get out of it untouched. Either of those things, instead of just like maybe a point to the sky or to the dugout, maybe you look back at your boys and you go, who's next? Let's go. Like, who's next to row this damn boat?
I like it. I like it. Maybe we got to figure something out as a group down there.
Hey, do you, as a reliever on the mound, look at a batter with intensity? Because you seem like a nice guy, and like we talked about in the beginning, you're not trying to meet people in the parking lots. Some relievers we talk to will be like this, but then on the mound, they're like, I'm ripping this guy's head off. Do you need that at all, or you're just more focused on being calm and executing?
I wouldn't say I'm calm. I'm definitely like focused, and I think yeah, I kind of go into like zombie modes. Like I really don't even see the hitter. Like I know who it is. I know the scouting report. I've done all my prep and stuff like that. But when it's time to compete, I just try to eliminate any external noise. So where it's just me and my job and what I need to do to get it done. So I hope like that level of intensity can be received. But I've never been like look at me. I'm not super intimidating, but I do the best I can, and hopefully the results speak for themselves.
You can get a tattoo on your face or something. That'll make you
Yeah, right.
intimidating.
That's what my dad always says. My dad always says I need a neck tat.
A neck tat is real. That was said on here earlier. Wainwright came on and was like, "Look, you don't mess with Yachty. He was like one of the
That's what
original
I'm
neck
saying.
tat guys."
I think my mom would kill me if I ever got a tattoo, so I'd have to like hide it somewhere she wouldn't know.
So you'd have to wear a turtleneck. All right, I
Yeah,
got I got
exactly.
I got one for you. Now, you have a baby. What is baby life in the big leagues like for you so far?
Man, oh, it's been great. I think being away from them, being on a road trip, and being away from my family, it's real. It's really really tough, and I'm sure all new dads go through that, but I really do feel it. luckily I've been able to, bridge that gap. I've been able to separate the two when I'm pitching. But it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I miss them every single time I'm not with them, and thankfully, I know they're doing good. I know baby's healthy, mom's healthy, so yeah, it's been an unbelievable thing to become a father. I'll tell you that.
Are you picking up the same amount of sleep?
Yeah, we do pretty well. We have a little bit of help back in LA to make sure I'm getting my rest, and then going on road trips. Obviously I can't do much. I can't help from that far away, so I'm able to catch up on sleep on the road and things like that. But this whole process of being a dad and being a baseball player and trying to figure out how the two mesh, it's a learning process. And thankfully it's been going good so far, and I'm sure there'll be hiccups here and there along the road, but nothing we can't handle.
Now, if you go back to back, is Mama like, I know you're not available. She knows. Yeah, it's all you. So that's happened already.
No, oh, for sure. She's working so hard at back home with our son, and the minute I can come in and relieve her, I'm so used to relieving our starters that it's easy. It's an easy thing for me to come in and help out with mom. So the minute I can come in and help take care of that little boy, it's the only thing I want to do when I'm not playing.
Good correlation. I like that.
I love that. Hey, Evan, it was awesome talking to you, man. We appreciate the time. Great to see you and have you on FT Live for the first time. Good luck out there this week against Cincinnati, and we'll catch up again soon, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys, and maybe next time I won't be in equipment room. We'll try to find something.
Yeah, I didn't point that out, but it was worth saying. I will say though, we got you beat. What was it, 1 or 2 days ago? Because they're all mixing together. We did a little laundry room interview with Nicky Lopez. He was in Miami at the ballpark, couldn't find Wi-Fi, and he's like, "Hold on, I got one more spot." He goes into the Marlins laundry room, seamless connection. So I will say it was an intimate setting, and maybe you can grab a pair of sneaks from the Reds or something.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe I'll just grab one of these magnets and take it home and put it on my fridge.
Exactly. There you go. Mr. Red won't know.
Get a magnet, but don't get any Skyline chili. Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
I've never tried Skyline chili, but there's one half a mile from my house in Florida. It's the most random thing. I don't know why we have one in Bradenton, Florida, but it's right down the road. I've still never tried it. Still never tried it. All right. Noted.
Diarrhea.
Well, great. We're not going to have any Skyline Chili sponsorships, but no back-to-backs with Skyline Chili. That's fair. Hey, Evan, awesome, man. Great to have you on, and good luck out there. We'll talk soon.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.